Imagine 10 years ago, you're on social media. On Instagram, everyone is using that Snapchat filter, the flower crown, the little brow dog nose. Fashion is chocolate necklaces, skinny jean, and a flannel t-shirt, which at the time looked really cool and I will not be taking question. It's a pink Kylie era. The thing people call now clean girl makeup doesn't even exist yet because everyone is busy doing the opposites of that. You open YouTube and you see Rice Gum is reacting to kids on Musical.ly.
Wait, what? Did she just say that she's about to play with her pussy?
James tries doing that intro at normal human speaking speed, not the double time page that became the default for content somewhere around 2021.
Hi sisters, hi sisters, hi sisters.
And Joji is still Filthy Frank, the guy in the pink suit, doing unchained things for an audience that found it deeply funny, not the guy who would later make an album that made everyone quietly emotional on Sunday. And few years forwards, we have Bad Baby saying,
"Take me outside, how about that?"
And the historically significant rap beef between Is Everyday Bro and Is Every Night Sid, which is either the worst or the most entertaining thing that happened that year, depending on who you ask. Meanwhile, I'm in the corner of my room watching Wenji's.
Hey guys, it's Wingy. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new around here, probably won't expect this.
Musical.ly alone launched entire career, Lauren Gray, Jacob Sartoria, Baby Ariel, Joni Orlando, you name it, and created a trend that spread globally through sheer momentum, not because an algorithm decided they deserve to. You are in the middle of perfect goose nostalgia moment when suddenly
rise and shine.
And just like that, you're back in the present. Social media has changed. Instagram now feels like a portfolio where everyone looks good. We don't have Musical.ly no more. Instead, we have TikTok. Everyone has a ring light and everyone is a content creator, which sounds like a step up from a person who posts things online, but mostly just means that you are now responsible for producing media on a consistent schedule to feed a machine that will show it to someone for approximately 1.7 seconds before offering something else more interesting. So what is actually happening? Gen Z is an interesting generation to think about. We grew up alongside the internet, not after it was already finished, but while it was still being built. A generation that grew up on Vine, mourned the death of Vine, migrated to TikTok, watched TikTok nearly get banned, and still somehow found a way to keep posting through all of this.
World, it's James. I don't know if you guys can hear me or see me or if this is even going to work. I think I may have found a loophole while the rest of America is banned. Things are not good over here, and I have to make this quick before they get me.
We didn't ask to be the first generation to grow up entirely inside this. We just were, and for a long time, we were good at it. Impressively good. We understood the grammar of the internet in a way older generation never fully did. We knew how to communicate in memes, irony, and layer references that required 3 separate culture touchpoints to decode, and I honestly love that. We were fluent, but the problem with being fluent in a language is that eventually you understand everything being said, including the parts that aren't great. And somewhere along the way, we got tired. Not dramatically, not all at once, just gradually, then completely. And what you're seeing now, the deleted apps, the dumb phones, the people journaling with an actual pen like it's 19th century, that tiredness has a name and we called it digital detox. And before we talk about whether any of this is real, we should talk about why it's happening in the first place, which the simplest answer that I can give to you right now is that social media stopped being fun. And here are some few reasons I can give to you why social media stopped being fun. Reason number 1, at some point you stopped living your life and started producing content about it. I don't even have to explain this to you. You probably relate to this. Somewhere between 2012 and now, every brunch became a photo shoot. Every trip became a content series. Every opinion became something you had to prepare to defend again. You weren't just living anymore. You were running a one-person media company in which you were also the product. The researcher called it labor self-presentation. It's a corporate sounding phrase for something that feels very personal. Choosing photos, writing caption, tracking metrics, managing the version of yourself that exists online. It is exhausting. You are always on and there's no cut. And for a generation already navigating a broken job market, climate anxiety, and the long economic hangover of a global pandemic, adding also maintaining your Instagram aesthetic on top of everything else is a bit much. Reason number 2, the original promise got replaced with something else entirely. Okay, hear me out. You know, in 2004, Mark Zuckerberg built Facebook from a dorm room at Harvard because he wanted to connect his university community. 6 years later, Kevin Systrom and Mike Krieger, I'm sorry if I mispronounce the name, I'm very bad at reading English name, launched Instagram with one sentence as its entire mission: to capture and share the world's moment. Not monetize the moment, not optimize the moment for advertiser rich, just hear the moment. And here are people who might want to see it. In 2006, Twitter launched on the idea that everyone deserves a voice, and Biden launched TikTok in 2016 saying it wanted to inspire creativity and
Bring joy.
these are sentences that founder wrote down and presumably believed. And to be fair, for a while, that's more or less what happened. But here's what became clearly, slowly, and then all as one. The platforms were never really about connection. They were about legibility, taking the messy, contradictory, hard to explain experience of being alive and compressing it into something a stranger could understand in 3 seconds while scrolling past. And once that became the game, the audience stopped feeling like friends and started feeling like a performance review panel. The platform that promised connection delivered comparison instead. You open the app to check on your friends, and instead, you have confirmed a curated highlight reel of everyone you've ever met, all of them appearing to thrive simultaneously in aesthetically coherent spaces with good lighting. Nobody is struggling, nobody is bored. Everyone is either traveling somewhere, or casually dropping by Chanel, or spontaneously deciding to make a 4-course meal from scratch.
You guys have been craving this, so I finally decided to make it from scratch.
And what is all of that for? It designed to make you compare, to make you want something, to keep you in a low-grade state of, oh, I want that, or why don't I have that, or what am I doing with my life, which has its own name, FOMO, the fear of missing out, FOMO. And then once you're there, they're gonna sell you something. The whole influencer pipeline made authentic the most ironic words on the internet. We watch people build career on being real, and then watch those same people smoothly transition to selling online courses or occasionally themselves.
And I realized that, you know what, I haven't tried being a bot. I haven't tried being an internet thought. And that is so looked down upon, that is so stigmatized. That's definitely a taboo. People don't like when girls do that. Sounds fun. And so that's why I did OF.
Reason number 3, brain rot. We coined this term ourselves, which is the most accurate self-diagnosis any generation has produced. Brain rot is specific feeling of having scrolled for 45 minutes and looking up to find you can't remember a single thing you watch, but you feel vaguely worse about yourself and somehow both bored and overstimulated at the same time. You have consumed hundreds of pieces of content and retained none of them. Wow, congratulations! And the worst part is that we know we grew up inside the attention economy. We have never not known we are the product. We understand on a real level that our attention is the thing being sold. We know the algorithm is doing this to us, but we keep scrolling anyway. It's 2026 now. With the development of AI can do anything right now, and AI gonna take every job in the market. We should looking forward to flying cars by now, but what do we have instead? We have videos of cartoon fruit cheating on each other with over 1 million views.
I am an orange. You are a banana. How is this baby a strawberry? You cheating liar.
I swear I didn't cheat on you.
Yes, that's what we have. And the last reason I'm gonna give to you guys, reason number 4, rage bait. And the people you are arguing with who may not be people. Our first university press named Rage Bait the words of the year for 2025. Rage bait is content deliberately designed to make you angry, not because the person posting it believes what they're saying, but because angry people comment. And comments are engagement. And engagement is rich. And guess what? Rich is money. Someone posts something confidently wrong about a topic you care about, or frame an opinion so precisely calibrated to offend your specific worldview that it almost feels personal, and you, a reasonable person, feel compelled to respond, to correct it, to say something. That's normal. And the platform looks at your correction and thinks, quality engagement, and show the video to 10,000 more people. A jail study found that social media literally trained users to express more moral outrage over time. Because outrage is what gets rewarded with likes and shares, you are being conditioned gradually to be angrier. And here's the part that makes it worse. The person whose content you are arguing with may not be a person at all. A bot. Not that bot.
This one have.
A bot built specifically for provocation used to be very easy to spot. New account, no profile photo, a username that looked like a keyboard fell on it. But now, with AI capable of generating comments that have real emotional register, correct grammar, and a consistent point of view, the line between a real person and an automated account designed to steer a conversation has gotten generally hard to see. And I have to be honest, sometimes AI sound more natural than me. You might think I'm the bot. You could spend 20 minutes in a heated exchange defending something you care about and be arguing with a script. So people started leaving, or at least people started posting about leaving. At some point in the last few years, going offline became its own genre of content. You have seen it, the posts that say taking a break from this app for a while, or the what's life feel like when you log off video, beautifully shot, very poetic, deeply motivating. But 1 week later, you will see a follow updated post like, I'm back! And here is what being offline taught me. So did they go offline, or was the offline period a scheduled part of the content plan? The break that gets documented and shared was never really a break. It was a new kind of posting, and it goes further than that. Some of those going offline videos, the beautiful ones, the ones that make you genuinely want to close every app and go sit in a field somewhere, are quietly sponsored. There's a luxury wellness retreat embedded in the third act, a link in the bio, a discount code. Being offline, packaged, and sold for a price that most people watching it could not afford without reconsidering their rent, like me. There was a time when status online was measured in followers, then engagement rate, then verified trademark, until Elon Musk sold those for $8 a month, and suddenly a verified account means either you were famous or you really wanted people to think you were. Being unreachable used to mean irrelevant, but now it is starting to mean that you have somewhere better to be, like you better than other people. And here is the honest part of this conversation. I think we can't go fully offline. Not really. Because the infrastructure of modern life runs through these apps now. Work, notification, group chat, platform that replace email, replace phone calls, replace the office whiteboard. And you know what? The app that I personally most want to delete is the one that I'm required to have open by 9 a.m. for work. And honestly, I don't want to give up social media entirely. I like certain things about it. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I like the AI dog videos, okay? That's like my guilty pleasure.
Aww. So cute!
I like finding out what's happening. I like to know all the tea, all the drama. I like to send reels to my sister, like the dumbest shit ever, but it's just, like a specific joy in that I don't want to give up. I have noticed the people who, change their relationship with their phones have not done it dramatically. They just, keep themselves busy with other things like cleaning the house or, going for a walk, reading a book. What I'm trying to say here is that you can create a void and expect it to stay empty. The brain doesn't do well with emptiness. You know that. It fills gaps. If you take away the phone and give it nothing, it will go find the phone again. Like if you notice when you're at work, you don't touch your phone. When you work all day, you don't touch your phone. When you're busy, you don't touch your phone. So I guess what you have to do is just create a schedule for yourself, go out, make something. So, in conclusion, is Gen Z locking off for real, or is this a trend that will cycle out like others? Well, I think both at the same time in the same generation, maybe sometime in the same person on the same day. But I think what is new is not that young people are quitting social media. People have been doing that quietly for years. And what all of is pointing at under the aesthetic and the Discord and the sponsor retreat videos is something straightforward. People want to live their life rather than produce content about them. They want their experiences belong to them, and they want to be bored sometime and find out what's on the other side of boredom. And I remember seeing a comment on YouTube channel under a video, I don't remember what video, but a comment said that it's sad that we used to use the internet to escape real life. Now we use real life experiences to escape the internet. Okay, I think that's it for today's video. Thanks for listening and thanks for staying, and I hope you will have a nice week. And it's summertime, go outside. Am I gonna go outside? Maybe. Anyway, I just posted my vlog, so I know that you don't give a fuck about my life, but if you're interested, just go check out my new video. Thank you so much.